Hello Patriots and friends, thank you again for joining us at Sergeant Troy's. If you like this video, please make sure that you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, share it. We need to reach as many people as we can. This is kind of a follow-up of an earlier video that we did about IFAKs, individual first aid kits that we sell. We didn't really talk about upgrades very much, but I wanted to give you a couple options here that you may want to include into the kit. This is the original kit that we discussed. You can always go back and see that video. The beauty of this kit is that it is a large bag. There's plenty of room for improvements. There's plenty of room for adjustments. There's plenty of room to customize it according to whatever your needs and whatever the mission is. A couple of things that's really important that I feel like is we use the shears a lot. And this is a lanyard. And this lanyard is designed to clip inside of the bag and to your shears. Nothing worse than trying to work in a low light situation using your shears and putting them down somewhere and then you can't reach them. It's also good for tape, rolls, or anything else that you have. So we briefly talked about the combat guns in the last video. This is the OD green one. The black one is usually used for civilians, but we do occasionally get the OD green. If you have a specific request, go ahead and make that and we'll try to fulfill those as best we can. This is keto gauze. Same principle, it is by a different company. It works a little bit differently, does exactly the same thing. I always recommend having more than one of these hemostatic agents because you don't know if you're going to be dealing with multiple wounds or not. Another thing that I think is really important is you need to be able to easily identify this bag. Somebody sees this bag, they don't really know what's in it. It's very simple. It does have a hook and loop on the outside. Always suggest that you put a Red Cross, something is internationally understood that this is going to be a first aid kit. Also, if you know your blood type, it's also important that other people know that. You may not be in a situation where you can verbalize that. So if we know that you are B positive or whatever your blood type is, you need to know what that is. And get one of these and add it to the kit. Low cost insurance, it really cuts down on the time that's required to do type matching and everything else if you need a blood transfusion. Also, I suggest extra tape. Tender tape is a great product. You're using it for bandages, to secure bandages. Also, if you have to create an occlusive dressing in the field and you don't have a regular chest seal, you need to improvise one, you need to make sure you have plenty of tape to do that. Critical piece of information, critical piece of gear. Another tourniquet that we use is a CAT tourniquet. This is also military grade. The two options that we currently have is the CAT 7, which is the newest generation, and the Soft T Wide. Those are the two that I recommend. This is made by North American Rescue. This is an emergency trauma dressing. They call it an ETD. This is a 6-inch. This is basically your Israeli bandage, just a little bit larger. I always recommend having a smaller one and a larger one. There's plenty of room in this kit. It doesn't cost you that much more to add another one of these. Make sure you do that. Again, these can be used to keep compression on the wounds. They're great for keeping the bleeding under control. They can be used as an improvised tourniquet. So multiples of these is important, especially if you're working in a unit that has more than just a couple people in it. Also, you'll see that we have a couple of occlusive dressings. We talked about that briefly, the necessity of having the tape for that. This brand is a Halo Seal. This is an occlusive dressing that is designed so if there is a puncture wound in the chest cavity, what this does, that seals that. It helps prevent a pneumothorax. The two brands that we have currently are the Halos and the Hyphens. The Hyphen comes in a 2-pack as you see it for multiple wounds or maybe for an entry and an exit. Speaking about the pneumothorax, we also have the decompression needles. The decompression needles, this particular one is an air release system brand. This is a 14 gauge needle. It is important that you get medical instruction on this so that you know how to use this, but just know that these are available. And another basic thing that I rarely see in a kit is a Sharpie. You need to put a Sharpie in your kit, guys, because if you need to use a tourniquet or you just need to write down blood pressure or a time of an event or anything like that, it's very easy for you to take and indicate the date and time on the forehead of when the tourniquet was applied. Also, you can use the inner side of the arm or maybe the back of the hand to document blood pressure. You need to have a permanent marker in your kit, really important. As far as personal protection equipment goes, we sell several different types of gloves. This is a black talon. Black talon is known throughout the industry. This happens to be a medium. We don't include these in the kit because I think it's very important that you have gloves that fit you personally. If this is your kit that you're working out of, you need gloves that fit. Lots of options out there. If you have a latex allergy, you need to be aware of that. But also, if you're going to be working on someone else, you don't know if they're going to have a latex allergy. So I don't recommend latex gloves. I always like to use the nitrile gloves. Make sure that you get the right size, make sure they fit, put a couple of those in there, and you'll never be disappointed. Again, guys, thank you very much for joining us with this short video. Come see us, Sergeant Troy's, at sergeanttroys.com. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us. Make sure that you subscribe, that you like, hit that bell notification icon. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.